Hi.
Hi. Welcome back to the Codependent Knitters Podcast.
Episode
3. I'm Dawn.
I'm Lisa.
We are in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. And we can say Canada now because we actually have viewers and subscribers and Ravelry group members from other countries, including
UK.
US. Is it Norway?
Yeah, there was one in Norway.
Yeah, I maybe Australia or someone who's been to Australia. But that's kind of cool. So we are in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. You can find us on YouTube as the Codependent Knitters.
Oh, Instagram,
Codependent Knitters. Ravelry group, the Codependent Knitters.
Yes.
Kind of a theme.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of a theme.
And we'll put all that in our show notes and information that you can find by clicking the little arrow over on this side. No, this side of your YouTube screen. There's a little wee down arrow. I'm not pointing at your boob. There's a little wee arrow that points down. If you click on that, it shows you the info about our podcast. If you missed episode 2, yeah, we won't go there again. So, what's new with you?
Not much. Not much.
No.
I signed up for a year-long nutritional program. See how that goes. Cuts into the yarn spending, but
we were supposed to go on a road trip tomorrow, just to check out some fabric and yarn in London. And she showed up this morning saying, "Oh, we can't go on a road trip because I spent some money."
I just spent a fortune.
So we'll see. Maybe we'll still go. We'll see. Not that we want to spend money, but I know there's some new fabrics at Knit Stitch.
In London?
Yeah, in London that we want to check out because I've started sewing bags.
And they're beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, and it's fun to look for fabric for those. And there's also some yarn that I saw. It's sugar bush yarn that I saw at London Yarns that I've kind of been nagging at me. It's the
mohair.
Yeah. And I saw the mitts that Tracy is doing on Grocery Girls. And it's yarn held with the mohair, and oh my gosh,
just gives it a haze. It's really pretty.
Yeah, and then they're the lined mitts, like your
my fiddleheads,
like your fiddleheads. So I kind of have this thinking that I'm gonna do that, and I want to get some. I'll probably just get that white color. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that was a pretty color.
Yeah, and it almost had like a shimmer to it.
It was. It reminded me of freshly fallen snow.
Yes.
With the sun.
So that's been just there in my mind, reminding me that I really liked it.
Buy the white sugar bush. Buy the white sugar bush.
Yeah, enabler.
Not me, never.
Oh, so last night we went for a bike ride after dinner.
Okay.
And it's the second time I've ridden my new bike that I got.
That's good, though.
We just thought we'd go around the block. Well, it was a lot of fun, and our son wanted to keep going, so we went around the block again.
Oh my goodness! How many times did the boy make you go around the block?
We were on our second go around, not the block, but like our little development.
Okay. Yeah.
And super cool dad came racing up from behind. Said something. Well, my son swerved into him, totally racked out, like major bike crash, and he's never crashed out before, right? I have been collecting like big band-aids. I have a tub of big band-aids waiting for those falls and the scrapes, and I haven't used them in like almost 11 years. Okay, well, he has his white boat. It's not funny, but it was bad. Like, it was bleeding. Like, not just like scrape, it was bleeding.
It's one of those things that you think at the time, this is going to be funny. I'm going to go up and scare them, and it's not so much fun.
And then they almost took me out, which would have been devastating because I'm not very good on my bike either. So, and he's got these he's got a big bandage on his elbow because I couldn't stick the sticky band-aids on because the rash was too long. Like, it would have stuck to the open part. Yeah. So I had big pads, like gauze pads, but they have, like, they don't stick to...
clarify they were gauze pads.
Here, kid, go to camp. That's absorbent. So
sorry.
They're gauze pads, but they have that coating so they won't stick to your wound. Yeah. And then I just have some gauze tape that I stuck on to hold them on for the evening. And this morning they looked really good and stuck on. So I thought, okay, let's just not disturb them.
I know, let's just send them to camp.
He went to camp looking like...
Oh, speaking of camp, the kids are at camp. So if the phone goes and we disappear, then it's camp calling.
we have to answer the phone in case something happens at camp. And I have you down as my emergency.
Yes.
So they have to be able to reach one of us if he has another tragic accident.
Oh, poor fella. Did he at least give your husband crap?
Okay, so I was biting my tongue. Like, I'm like, I just want to ream him out for not Mr. Has safety meetings every week at work, but no, destroys us on the bikes. So no, my son later said that he actually kind of was leaning over to scratch his leg and swerved. Oh, okay. But my husband was like zooming up between them, and if he would have stayed back or kept his distance, then it might have been less of a wipeout. So, anyways, it's fun.
It's not funny, but it is funny.
Well, okay, so
it's funny now that we know everybody's okay.
And the funny, like he hasn't had a wipeout, so he's almost 11, and so he was near hysterical at first, and he freaks out if there's blood, and so
a doctor he won't be.
No, but another sort of related funny to us story. A few years ago, probably when he was about 6, we were vacationing in Wisconsin Dells with some really good friends. While we were out, they were walking, and I guess he kind of had a wipeout at the pool and scraped his knee, and like not bleeding. Okay, like compared to the bike accident, like it was just rash, and so he was upset and crying and whatever. So they decided to just walk, and he used to overreact. Like, he'd be very dramatic, like, this is the worst day ever, and I think that's what he said, like, this is the worst day ever. And so they're walking to go sit down and relax, and he looks down and he can see the little bit of red from the, and it wasn't dripping, and so he's and the way they told it was funny. He stops and he's like, and now it's bleeding.
I love it. That is so him.
That's it. That's just that, on the worst day ever, now he's bleeding. So that's our big joke, like that. Yeah, whenever he overreacts, and now it's bleeding. So it was a legit hysteria yesterday, because he was pretty upset and surprised and doesn't think he's gonna ever get on his bike again. We should talk about knitting, probably. This is a knitting podcast. Yes. We did a giveaway on our last episode, and I did get a hold of the winner, Dina Jones, who is in England. And I got her address and sent off the stitch markers to her. So congratulations again, Dina. And we hope you're watching today. And they are in the mail. I forgot to message her back and tell her that they were put in the mail last week. So we'll let you know that. We also said that we would do another giveaway. And just a reminder that if you comment on the YouTube podcast, that your settings in your personal YouTube account need to have the comment as public, or else people can't, we can't see who commented. But there were some comments. There were actually 17 comments, and we did the random number generator, and well, there were more comments, but they were a lot of our replies, so we only counted the actual comments. And the winner was number 4, Beatrice Beauchamp. So congratulations, Beatrice. We are going to send you a needle keeper. Okay, so
can you tell them who made it?
I made it. Actually, this was failed it. This was nailed it. You're gonna get the nailed it. My first one, it actually turned out okay, but I see what it is. Inside the snaps, I got them mixed up, so there's a top and a bottom, and then a bottom and a top. I mean, I'm sure most people wouldn't care, but because I'm giving it to you, I do want it to be.
And she's the type of person that counts rows.
I'm not a perfectionist.
She counts rows.
Exactly. So we do have a needle keeper. It's really pretty fabric. And we will get that to you, and we'll contact you to get your address. Beatrice, thank you for watching. Our future giveaways for now are going to be on our knit-alongs. So right now the sock knit-along is ongoing. It was for
to the end of July.
End of July. June and July. So starting after June 1 and finishing a pair of socks or more than one before the end of July. We have 6 finished objects posted in the FO thread already. So your odds are really good of winning a prize. And for that one, the prize is going to be another bag that I did. It's like a little mini travel size. It's perfect for a pair of socks. Yeah. So this is really cute. It's actually a little bit brighter green than it's showing. I wonder if it shows brighter back here. Not really. And there's some little green thatch colored lining. It's got a handle. So this is a great size for a pair of socks. And that will go to the winner. Sock. So we'll close that thread after July 31st, and then do the draw just after that.
So like
on our next
like at night
podcast. Yeah, like or the next morning. Like I'll just make sure it's closed off our time. So July 31st Eastern time. And that'll be the prize for that. Let's talk about the Love Local make along first. Okay. So we talked about this. We kind of hinted at it in our first episode, and we talked about it in the episode 2. And when we met to sort of decide whether we were going to do a podcast, and we kind of did some planning and did a roadmap of things we wanted to talk about and events we wanted to have, something related to Love Local was on our roadmap. So the Love Local make along is for anything knitting, crochet, weaving, felting, or sewing. And so that's why it's a make along. And the Love Local theme applies to where you got your materials. Mm-hmm. So we want to support local businesses, small businesses, independent business owners, Etsy shop owners, the smaller businesses, not the big retail chains, because they get enough marketing and do enough business. So we want to just support the little guys. And local does not have to be local to you.
Well, for example, I'm doing mine with yarn that I got at Pearl Soho, and that's in New York. That's really not very local. And I'm using an independent pattern by Alicia Plummer. So that's a double entry.
Oh, so if your pattern is independently published, so not in a magazine or a pattern book, but if it's just an independently published pattern, which is usually on the designer's website or Ravelry. And you'll know when you look at it, it'll say if it was just the pattern published, or if it's in a leaflet or something. Then you get a double entry. So again, we're supporting the independent business maker.
And you should really look at some of the independent designers, because they have some phenomenal things. Like, they're just beautiful.
Yeah, well, I think some of the top Ravelry designers.
Yeah.
So the majority of your materials.
And you know what? When you do
purchased from one of those.
When you do, I don't know whether a lot of people do this, but if you follow the group of designers you like, sometimes they have sales and sometimes they have tips. I know that one of my favorites is Alicia Plummer, and hers is Plum Dandy, because she shares the group with another designer. And basically, they have a sale every so often. I just bought 4 patterns, but
just because they run sale. Well, why not, right?
They're on sale.
You always end up with.
It's one of those things where every time I do certain designers that I find, I don't have to do very many modifications. It's just, it all fits. So
you get to know their pattern and their style, and so as long as the majority of the materials you're using were purchased from one of those. So for example, if it's sewing, the prizes for that make along will be bags that I made with fabric from a quilting shop. So not Fabricland. I have bought fabric from Fabricland for other giveaways, but for the Love Local giveaway or make along, the giveaway prize will be made with Love Local materials. So the majority of the materials. Yeah, this one, and I have a couple others. Yeah. So I got the fabric from a quilt shop near us called Stitchery in Wyoming, Ontario. And
it's got a really good bakery. Kind of goes with that knitting and food theme we have going on. Yeah.
The only thing is the zip. So small embellishments or accessories like zippers, buttons. Okay, get those wherever you need to, but as long as the majority of your material. So if it's a sweater, the yarn, right? If you get buttons, okay, wherever you get the buttons. And if you do get them from an independent or a small business, great.
That's another entry.
No, it isn't.
No?
Okay. Because we don't want to count every part of the project, right?
Good point.
The project, and then the pattern is a bonus entry if it's an independently published pattern. Okay. So the full explanation is on the threads in Ravelry, and if you have any questions, just contact us. Whips are included. So if you have anything on your needles, like even if you bought the yarn 2 years ago while you were on vacation in Nova Scotia, that's okay. That counts. So
or PEI, Noel.
Or PEI. Or wherever. And it doesn't have to be a yarn shop or a quilting shop. I have friends in northern Manitoba that they have a craft shop in their hometown. And it doesn't have to be luxury yarn. They have a craft shop that sells Red Heart and Peyton's and whatever. But they have a local, independently owned small business. And they're supporting that instead of, going to a bigger town or city that has box stores. So that counts too. So just,
Not that there's anything wrong with box stores.
No, it's just they have lots of marketing dollars. They have lots of business. They have a lot of exposure. And we're just, this particular make along is for the smaller independent guys. Yeah. Oh, and then we do want you, there's instructions. So when you do post, we do want you to link or tag or at least name the business where you got your materials. So give them some love. And as well, you get to post a second time for the same project if it's an independent pattern, and link to the Ravelry pattern if you can. If you don't know how to do that, contact us. There is actually help on Ravelry to tell you how to do that. It's really easy. So that's the make-alongs. And congratulations to us.
Yay! What do we do now? I know. Could you believe that?
I know.
Sorry.
We had our
very exciting.
Our second video had 608 views as of this morning.
And it wasn't all me.
No, definitely not. And 142 subscribers on our YouTube channel, which is just fun.
That's awesome.
Okay, so you know what's weird?
That's subscribed.
Yes,
subscribe.
Thank you so much. And you do that by just under the video on YouTube on your screen. There's a little subscribe button, so you just click that. And then when we post a new video, it'll
let you know.
Yeah, there's just you can have it notify you that there's a new video up. There's lots of podcasts, lots of knitting podcasts. We canceled cable, I mentioned, in like March or April. And what cable? I don't even miss it. Between Netflix and podcasts, life is, like, everything's covered. I can watch.
Our TV broke.
And it's still broken.
As you know. Okay, it broke. But I am so fed up with watching podcasts on my little screen that I've gone and taken it in.
Okay, good.
I've taken my TV in.
So another reason why we can't go on road trips because you got to pay for a broken TV.
It's life.
Okay. You know, road trips matter.
Road trips, you know what?
You gotta have priorities.
I'm thinking, can we score that Mexican restaurant?
Oh my gosh. Okay, 1 second though. Quickly. Last week, I think it was last week, I happened to look at the two videos. Mm-hmm. Video 1 had more views than video 2. I'm like, what? Okay. I hope that the people that watched video 1 and suffered through it carried on to video 2. Because I'm like, how could video 2 have less views? Like, video 1 kind of sucked.
I know what you're saying. I'm hoping that people didn't think, I know,
and then forget
this is
it.
Awful.
We only had one thumbs down.
Yep.
Out of like a couple hundred, so that's okay. Thank you for not putting thumbs down on it. But we're getting better. So why don't you talk about our road trips?
Let's start with this one. Our friend left us. She went to Serbia for 2 years, so she hopes. And we had to truck on down there.
Two trucks.
We decided, without them knowing, that we were going to take the kids and go on a road trip. And I have to say, the kids were great. Yes, we went to London Yarns, where somebody fell in love with white
sugar bush. What's it called? Drizzle? No, the actual name of the yarn. No, that's Debbie. You're thinking Debbie Bliss.
No, I'm thinking Debbie Bliss. But
I think it's called Drizzle. Okay, she'll look it up and I'll talk about it. So we went to London Yarns, and that's the first time I've been there. And it's an awesome little yarn shop. I shouldn't say little. They have a lot of stuff in there. And
real estate-wise, it wasn't very big.
No, but it was a lot in there. It was really neat, really neat stuff. At the time, they were doing kits for the maple leaf shawl for the Canada 150, and they had some beautiful yarns put together for that. And then that's where I first saw Sugarbush. So it's a Canadian company in Ontario, and I think they are using Spinrite as their distributor.
Just their distributor.
Right.
They're just distributing.
But it's not made by Spinrite.
But it's not made. Yeah. That's where the affiliation is.
And, we heard about them on Skein Games podcast when she was at Willakula. And
what did you call
it? I got it. Willakula.
What did you call it before?
Never mind. That's an episode too. That's behind me. That's in my past.
We're not looking back.
No. I call it the right thing now. And so, anyways, they have a little selection of Sugarbush yarns at London Yarns. And it was...
they were nice.
Really nice yarn. And I really fell in love with the mohair. They're 25-gram balls for, I think, $11.99-ish. And they have beautiful colors. And there's like a white that almost has a glisten to it. And that's the one I want to go back and pick up. And we didn't really do anything else because it was a long day.
It was a long day for the kids. Yeah. So right after the podcast, we went to Little Red Mitten.
Yeah. We love it.
Yeah, we love Little Red Mitten.
We took a few friends.
Shout out to Joe.
Ran into some more friends from Sarnia there. Sarnia goes to Little Red Mitten Day.
Fest. But yeah, it was nice. It was really nice.
We went because you had
Who went with
something
us?
you ordered to pick up.
I ordered something. I ordered my Christmas present. I did bring them.
You
Want to
did?
see them?
Well, that's up to you. If it's
Would
a
you like to
Christmas
touch
present,
them?
you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to have them out.
You want to touch them?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I ordered these, and I've looked at them a couple times, and they are the likey needles.
Likey. I likey the likies.
And they're really actually gorgeous. I don't know if you can see them.
So they're called driftwood, but they're not
Yeah.
made of driftwood. They're
So
birch or maple or something.
yeah, they're birch. They're really pretty. They're gray.
They're beautiful.
We'll see how easy it is to knit gray on gray needles. But yeah, they're
I
they're
just
beautiful.
love the color in the wood. And they've got some weight, but not like heavy. I mean, that's a big needle, but it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the
We have friends that, we have a friend in the States that got some, and another friend that bought some, and said that they're really nice to knit with. Like there's a little bit of weight to them, not much, but it just feels really nice when you're knitting.
so the case is really nice. They line them up like that,
Very nice.
and then they have this.
That's it. How many pairs?
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
12 down to a 3.5. Yep.
No.
That's 12 is good because it's got some extra big ones. Isn't 8 kind of the norm
Yeah.
for a tip set? Price is great for what you're getting. Wow.
Yeah. So this is and then it's got this little pocket here that you keep all your fun stuff.
All the
I bought
cables.
scissors. I bought myself some pretty scissors.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Cute. Those are beautiful. Those are on my wish list.
Yeah. So
So-
I'm gonna put them away for Christmas, but I had to see them.
Okay.
Well, you know how it is,
Merry
right?
Christmas.
Yeah. So
So
now,
that's why we went.
yeah, my husband is he's really good. I told him I wanted them, and he just said, "Go get them
Nice.
for Christmas."
Mine didn't.
Well,
Mine
he
did a
said
good job.
go get them for Christmas because he sometimes.
Oh, so while we were there, I found one.
Didn't you end up buying the parks things?
Oh yeah, I ordered some of the Canada Parks.
Because who's with
Yarn.
us? Noelle, Dale.
Noelle, Dale, me, you.
Okay.
I ordered.
'Cause I know
They
Noelle
can't
owns
keep
a
them in
ton of it.
stock, so it's
If you haven't checked it out, they have
Handmaiden?
Handmaiden or Fleece Artist. They have them. They have skeins named after Canadian parks for the 150.
the national parks.
The national parks.
So they picked
National,
one
not-
national park from each province and territory.
And some of them are gorgeous.
They're beautiful,
Beautiful, beautiful.
and
So
they
check
come
them
in
out.
2 weights: a worsted,
And a finger.
and I think they're both a single ply, and a 100% merino fingering weight. I ordered Banff, which is dark, like black, but with a little wee bit of like blue and just
I like
a little.
I like that one. Is it?
PE, I think PEI is
PEI is
really
nice.
nice, colorful.
I like the blue with the
Oh,
white.
from the north.
Yeah.
From
That's
a
pretty-
Nunavut.
I can't remember. Is that what it
I was going to order that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the park, but that's the
Mhm.
territory it's from.
So you look those up online. They're really, really pretty.
Yeah. No, I had Instagrammed, I would love to do something fade, and I had Instagrammed a
Why
possible
wouldn't you do that?
combination for free or fade, which uses a little less yarn. So I've got the Sugar Shack by Sweet Georgia that I won from
Fiber Friends.
Fiber Friends podcast. And then I had bought this Tumbled Stone to go with
I love that
it.
one.
And then this is Bare Ass from that's a very nice name. Well-behaved name for some of her yarns. It's from a Whimsical Wood Yarn Company. And so I thought these 3 would look really neat. The only thing is there's very little of the
No, I think those two would look really nice.
well, I wasn't sure, like, is that going to be enough? Or just to bust up like this, I guess I could combine them. Like, just let them work
Yeah.
alternating for a while longer. But I did find this, if I need to add.
I would do a fade in all of those colors
Yeah, I might.
together.
So I haven't decided. This is Allegria.
Because I look at some of the fades and I'm like, wow, I never would have thought to put those colors together.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just worried this one, I wouldn't use too much of this because I don't want it to be too pink. Like too pink. I mean, yeah. So this is Allegria Petal watercolor. It's very pretty rosy pink. Really delicate. Really
you
nice.
probably get a dark gray,
So I'm still,
dark brown
Yeah.
in there.
No,
too.
I don't want to go that dark. Not on this one. I have dark brown for another one.
Okay.
So I'm still thinking about it. I haven't cast on yet. But I might for our Love local, make along. I haven't cast on anything new yet.
You better get going.
I know. I have till the end of August.
Oh, it's the end of August. Okay,
cool. So and then I just bought a couple other little like solids, Regia sock yarn for toes and
because those are kind of cool colors. I think I got some. I
heels and toes. If I want to do, I haven't ever done socks with colored heels and toes. So this is a really cool like a teal color.
So that goes with a lot of the colors that you have and the hand dyes and
or even if I do them for my boy and put some different colors on. Thought, could be handy. So I picked up those and I think our friends got some stuff too. Yeah.
Noelle ordered a bunch of them.
Yeah. And then
we went to Picard's Peanuts.
Picard's Peanuts. So I had never heard of these before we moved to Ontario. Also known as chip nuts.
I'm not, you know what? It was a good trip. It was fun, but I didn't buy any peanuts. I bought chocolate. And
I bought chocolate.
And
they have candy too.
And the candy babies.
Yeah.
I bought those.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I did buy some of the chip nuts. So they're peanuts with like a potato chip coating. And then they have them flavored like chip flavors too, or just plain. So I wanted to try them. I thought, I'll let my son try them, and he loved them.
Do you have the pictures? Are you going to put the pictures in here?
Yeah, I'll put the pictures at the end. Like last time, I'll put a bunch of pictures at the end of our road trips and stuff.
Because those
that wasn't all ours. Like each
just...
person had a pack of stuff. So we did Picard's, and then of course we were hungry.
Oh, we're
after
always
all that.
Right? It was very exciting.
So we went to
the Mexican restaurant. What was that thing called?
I wrote it
down. That was really good.
Bella Jack's.
Bella
St. Thomas. So St. Thomas isn't a huge city.
No.
It's just south of London, Ontario.
And we just came by accident. We asked the truck, and they said Bella Jack's. So.
Awesome food.
It was really, really good.
I had a taco salad. It was fantastic.
And I had tacos and soup, and they were really, really good too.
I would go back there.
I would go back for lunch.
On a road trip, but also like that's where I would go for lunch now in St. Thomas.
I would, because you know sometimes when you get to St. Thomas, and I know that we've been there, and we think, what do you want to eat? We end up at like a sports bar.
Or you go to or you go to Tim Hortons.
Yeah, right.
Grab a wrap.
It's right across the street.
Just because it's there.
No,
easy.
It was really nice. It was
really
a good
nice
restaurant. Tops up to Bella Jack's.
Yeah. So that was that road trip day. We had to get back by 3 to pick up the kids from school because they were still. That must have been the last week of school. It was.
It was the last. Yeah.
And then I stopped at Len's Mills in Cambridge on our way to Toronto.
Is that the big one in Cambridge? No,
it's not. Well, it's the only one I've been to.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
There's supposed to be a big one.
It doesn't look. It's in the back of a warehouse. Like it's an old warehouse, like an old. I think it was like a textile mill, and it's a pretty interesting place. But I wanted to look for some fabric, and I actually found some fabric that I wanted more of. I kind of got lucky, and they had it there.
Oh, lucky you!
And
which one was that?
That city.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll show you in a bit when we get to the bags. And I found a few other fabrics, and I kept my husband waiting for an hour because, of course, it's like.
That's pretty patient for him.
Walls. I think he napped. Walls of bolts of fabric, and so they're stacked up. And finally, I was just like, okay, I have to get out of here, and I did find a few things.
Good.
Yeah, and then it takes time for them to cut it too, right? So
I know.
Yeah, but that was interesting.
Especially you have a ton of them.
Yeah. So that's all the road trips we did.
That was
since our last podcast.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
But like we said, we have one plan maybe for this week. Probably before the next podcast. We'll see. Maybe. Let's talk about socks.
Let's not.
Let's talk about socks, baby.
Wait, let me show you my socks.
Okay, she Instagrammed a picture like recently,
and they were doing so well
of her socks, and she showed them on the last podcast. So okay,
those are my socks.
There's nailed it, and there's failed it. Okay, so what happened?
You know what? I don't know. I was knitting along, and I said to my husband, I'm like, does this look right? And he says, now bear in mind, okay, socks is not new for me.
You're asking your husband?
Okay, socks are not new for me.
Right.
I'm like, does this look like? And he says, hon, don't knit, whatever. So I said to him, fine. So I started counting them, and it ended up with one gusset was 15 stitches bigger at the bottom, like on the one side, than the other.
Than the other side.
And I mean, I knit 2 at a time. So I just,
because see, you know what?
So I just took them
out. I diagnosed the problem.
What?
You don't count.
I know, right?
I would never have that happen. So because I count my stitches.
I'm like, this is ridiculous. So then I started looking at the pattern that I chose, and I didn't really like it. Like it just it didn't make a lot of sense. So what I want to ask you to do if you have a chance or if you have a suggestion, is if you have a man's sock pattern that you like, that is easy to follow, that you know, plain vanilla. I don't want
tested
or anything,
like
or tested that you've used that you like. Can you please put it in our group?
In our Ravelry group.
In our Ravelry group. I will go and start a thread that says "Help Lisa Sock."
You can put it under the show notes, or start a thread. That's a great idea. Start a thread saying, you know, man sock pattern I like. What I want to know is, this was a self-patterning yarn. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you just do a vanilla sock?
I was doing a vanilla sock, but it was a man's vanilla sock.
Well, there's just more stitches.
It was more stitches, but I didn't like the way it was coming out. Like, it just looked kind of like balloony around the foot. Yeah. So and you know what? Yeah, the numbers were off, but really I could have just pulled it back from then. Yeah. But I just did not
Does Harold have really big feet?
I am never. He has very big feet. I am never. I love you, honey, but I am never knitting him socks.
Like, what size are his shoes?
I think he's a 12.
Or 12 that's crazy. 13.
And I have a really good friend of mine whom I love dearly, Alex, and for the longest time, I would ask her, what do you want for your birthday? Socks. What do you want for Christmas? Socks. This woman has 21 pairs of socks that I have made her over the years. Okay, she called me. She called me one day.
No.
And she says, I can't believe it. She says, my first pair have a hole in it. I said, it's okay. I think you got a couple more. She says, okay. Will you make me some more? But she wears work boots a lot, so it's kind of nice to have. But yeah. So socks are not new.
So she has to cherish those now because you.
I know.
I said to
Dawn, I'm not doing socks. I'm swearing off socks.
She's like, please, can I never do socks? I'm like, okay. You have a hall pass from socks. I'm not going to do sweaters.
Given it's me, You'll probably do. I'll do it again when I feel like
for men.
Yeah.
Do kids do something?
Well,
for
I
your
owe my
daughter?
dad 2 for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So that's what these were going to be. I was like, nah.
Oh, right. Those are for your dad.
Mm-hmm. So seriously, if you have a sock pattern that works for you, please tell me what it is so I can look it up.
So you're not going to have socks done for our sock knit along?
No. And you know what? It was bad because I was cleaning out my closet, my cupboard, and I have about 4 pairs of socks that just need to be finished.
Yeah. So finish one for the end of July.
I will finish one for the end of July.
A normal pair. I have
those are gorgeous.
They're okay. These are my
I like them.
The Jon Snow for my husband, 2 at a time. Oh, there, I'll show you the right side. So just doing I had both heel flaps done, and then I wondered why I had a weird number of stitches at the end of the very end. I dropped a stitch a couple rows down, so I just tore back the heel flap on the one sock, and I'll just finish that off, and then I'll be on my way. So, yeah.
I have to tell you a funny story.
Okay.
So, my dad came to visit, and I wanted to make sure the heel flap was long enough. And I said, hey, Dad, can you put these on? And this is the heel flap, so it goes at your heel. My father is an engineer. Well, he went to school to be an engineer. He's actually a business consultant. But he put it on, and he had the heel flap down the front of his foot. I'm like, no, Dad, heel. Heel is at the back, remember? And he's like, well, how does this part show up? So I had to explain to my father the construction of a sock. Oh, he was it was funny because it was just kind of to him, wow, okay, that's how it's done.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, details. We never talk about, I'm not using just a vanilla sock pattern, so I'm not really following a pattern. I will post a link to a vanilla sock pattern if anyone needs it.
Now you actually, I noticed when you make socks, you tend to make them up as you go along. Like, you tend to have a number, and you will pick a pattern stitch that you like.
No, if it was, I've only done a few pair. So if it was actually a pattern with say a lace or whatever, I would follow it.
Okay.
Unless well, no, that's not true. If I had to monkey with, if it had way too many stitches and I was worried it was going to be too loose, then I would kind of look at the math and figure out, okay, how many stitches do I need to decrease, and how can I make them, or I'll take them off of the sole and leave the top the same, whole. Something like that. I will fiddle with them a bit. But I haven't knit that many pair. So, and those I'm doing on 2 at a time on 2 circulars, 2.25s.
Are you a loose knitter?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I haven't done anything where I really needed a gauge swatch where I could kind of tell. I wouldn't say I'm super tight, but I like socks that are snug. So I tend to, like mine, I do 60 or 64 stitches. And those for Ryan, I did 64 stitches.
See, I'll do 60.
He has narrow
stitches.
feet.
I'll do 64 stitches and I'll do them on a 2.
Okay.
Because I want them really hard.
Yeah. Nice and
almost like they stand up by themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that pair's on the go, and I'm determined to have them done by the end of the month for our own sock knit along. Somebody has to finish a pair of socks here. And then I cast on, I just wanted something
I love that.
different.
That's so cool.
This is a biscuit self-striping yarn. I think it's called Cactus Flower. And what's cool about this is I wanted to do something different. So this is going to be the heel. And I'm doing...
Oh, you're doing the afterthought heel.
Yeah, I'm doing...
the kissy
is
one?
it Susan B. Anderson's Smooth Operator?
Oh, okay.
I bought that.
Okay.
And so you actually stitch a couple rows in with waste yarn, and then that's going to get cut, and you're going to have your live stitches on needles.
It will be
you don't have to pick up.
row.
You don't have to pick up. I don't know because I haven't read how to do that part yet. I could go back now and do it because I've knit up ahead enough. But yeah, so you don't have to pick up.
That would be interesting.
And I don't think there's a gusset. I know. So I'm learning something new.
Cool.
So I'm anxious to
good.
try that. So that's
so
I
proud of
could
you.
do that now. So I have those.
I'd
on
like
the
to
go.
try the kissing fish.
Fish kids heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
kinda
another
cool.
one.
I'd like to try that one. I think that one's
Oh,
short.
and so speaking of sock patterns, I won a giveaway on Crafty Mama Designs podcast.
Oh, nice.
The Crafty Mama
She's pretty good.
podcast.
She's interesting.
I was like thrilled, and so I posted on one of her FO threads or something in her Ravelry group, and she drew, and I won. So I won a little skein of sock yarn, and a sock pattern, my choice, up to $5 Canadian. So
Nice.
I went looking at what's popular right now, and there's one called I'll link to it in our show notes. There's one called Vanilla is the New Black.
Oh, I like that one.
It's actually a Canadian designer.
What size does it go up to?
No, it's kind of a vanilla sock, but the heel, it's really cool. When you look at the heel from like the back of the foot, it almost looks like a teardrop kind of shape.
Oh,
but
okay.
there's no. It says, I haven't read the pattern yet because she's Dawn's going to send it to me. It says there's no picking up stitches for the heel. I like the sound of that. So something new,
so I can look at it.
something new to try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's
So it
good.
was $4.75 Canadian. So it's a great price.
There's,
I'm going to try that one.
Yeah, didn't you get a book on socks? The Architecture of Socks?
Yeah, I haven't looked at that yet.
That's a good book.
Yeah, because it
really
has
good
things like how to do different toes, like so.
Depending on how your toes are.
Yeah, like not that many people have toes. Like when you do toe decreases, it's equal on each side, right? And then it's kind of a little bit round, square at the top. But if you've got a foot like most people do, that's kind of more like this shape, it tells you how to do that. And,
Oh, that's good then.
and some people find those
Fit
that
better.
show that style of toe comfortable, and some don't. So there's all kinds of stuff like that. So as far as socks go, oh no, I have one more.
I swear when I look at this thing, look at the size of it.
I don't know where I put it. Where'd you get that at Starbucks, or is that water?
No, it's from Yeti.
No. What's in it?
Oh, it's
Did you go to 7-Eleven and get a big gulp?
No, it's matcha lemonade from Starbucks.
Okay. Holy cow! What do they have a size on their menu that do they have
It's
to
a
make
venti.
up a price to? Okay.
No, it's a venti.
It's a monster.
I never buy a venti, but every time I go in, if I have my freebie, they're like, "Oh, you have a freebie? Get a venti."
You get freebies? No.
Well, when
I
you
make my
buy so
tea.
many.
I make my tea at home. I have David's
Oh,
tea.
look at that.
Isn't that
That
cute?
is so cute.
This is
What
this is
big
local.
is
This
it?
was by Ray Metcalf here in Sarnia. This is my favorite mug. And look at the cute little handle.
You know, he needs to make a yarn boil with a handle like that.
It's a she.
Sorry.
But I can't find her Facebook page, so I don't know if she's moved or if she's still doing it. But I love that mug. Okay,
What is
so
that?
okay, when we went, I bought this too.
Okay, not so close to the face.
When we went to London Yarns,
That's nice.
I picked this up, or was that the previous trip? It was the previous trip. So it's Kobasi cotton bamboo silk, right? And it's for making like a little short pair, and it's
How does it
really
feel? Can I
nice
touch
yarn.
it?
Yeah.
Can I fondle your yarn, please?
Yes. Want to touch my balls? And there's 21% elastic nylon too.
Okay,
so
I
it's
have to
got
tell you
a
this.
little bit. What?
My daughter made a joke. She says, "Oh, look, Mom, you're knitting. I guess you have balls."
I had them before I started knitting, dear.
I was like, "No."
I love the yarn. Okay, so it's just
I love the
different
color.
shades of gray. And I wanted to do just a little shorty sock, and I bought these little like dwarf needles. Abomination. These little 9-inch needles. Some people love these. And I wanted to give them a try. And I have only done this much. So I haven't, you know, I'd like to do the whole sock. And I'm either going to have to tear it out or continue because my tension is totally different. It's way looser because it feels like I'm on the heel right now. So that's why only half the stitches are on my needle, right? The rest are on waste yarn. But with all the stitches on here, when I'm knitting, it feels like the rest of the stitches are going to fall off. And I've never had that with socks. So
I have a question. Why is it on waste yarn?
Because I'm only doing the heel flap.
I know, but you could have left it on there and just went back and forth.
It was very crowded. And
okay.
like I said,
okay.
it feels like stuff's going to slip off. And I was like, eh. So I didn't want to, yeah, it was just too small of a needle. I mean, I could have just put another needle in there too, but then they'll have a needle flipping around. So I find I'm very slow and my tension is like, I can't control my tension on my hand. Like I try and I'm constantly readjusting.
See, I'm not a fan of them.
I want to give it an honest shot. So I think I'm going to continue. We'll see how long I can tolerate it.
I used to use them for Keegan's sleeves.
Oh.
Like kids' sleeves?
Yeah. No, I'd rather I think I'm fastest on DPNs. I love my Cubics wooden square DPNs. And then next would probably be 2 circulars. 1 sock, 2 circulars. 2 socks on 2 circulars. It's just the yarns and you're always having to sort out which sock is which. So that slows me down.
Do you know what I did? And if you do this with your yarn, I found it to be really helpful. I don't know where they are right now. But you know how you have the socks that disappear in the laundry? Mm-hmm. If you take the top half and cut it, you can actually put your yarn ball in there. And it doesn't end up... Yeah, like just a cuff around the ball.
Oh, off of like retail socks, like commercially made.
And then so basically, and then, because what happens sometimes is your balls end up winding and pulling stuff out. But
it's even when I'm knitting the strings, like those, the ones I'm doing for my husband, it's, you know, So I really wanted to give it a try because I thought it's tiny. I like that it's small and compact. And I thought,
then you don't like because it's not good.
But I think I'd have to knit with it for a long time to have a better tension. Like this is really loose compared to my usual. And I just can't control the way I usually wrap my yarn around my finger, etc. It's always coming loose.
When I tried those, like every time I felt like I had to hold them really tight.
Yes.
Because I thought I was gonna drop them.
Well, it feels like the stitches are just gonna come right off the tips. And probably because it is looser than I usually do. But I mean, at the time I was only doing my hand was getting, and I was trying not to, I didn't feel like I was holding them tight, but just the tension.
The thing is, I usually hold like this, right? And my fingers, these 2 fingers usually hold my needles and my knitting.
Cool.
Because that's just the way I've done it, and my string goes
People probably can't see your hands.
Everywhere. Oh, sorry, like this. And so these fingers are actually holding knitting, and this is how I knit, or this way, depending on.
Yeah.
So these fingers, but what happens is when you have the really small ones, I couldn't get these fingers in to hold because it was so small. So I had to hold really tight with these, and then it was,
Okay. So. You know what? We're talking and holding everything down here and nobody can see. I'm going to just pause and adjust the camera angle. And no, just for going forward for the rest of the video. So one moment, please. Okay, we're back. That wasn't a long break for you, but it was a momentary pause for us while we tried to adjust the camera. I'm just going to do one little more. Okay. It's not much of a difference, but hopefully it helps. And sorry about that. We'll try and remember to hold things up more while we're talking.
I know, right?
That's probably it for socks. We were talking about socks, so
yes,
we're done with socks. Yes. I have other socks on my needles, but they're just on hiatus. Okay. What
do you want to talk about now?
I don't know. I'm getting hot though, so I might take this off. This is I put this on today because I had the air conditioning.
I love that one.
Up. This is a summer. It's a cotton shawl, and the yarn comes in 1 cake.
Oh, that's that cake one.
Yep. So it starts. You actually start at this end, the narrow little end, right? And then there's when the yarn changes color, you change to the next section of the pattern. So there's garter. This has, unfortunately, this section has a really cute little, it's the same as this, but you just can't see it because it's in the black and white. But it's really quick and easy, and the yarn is by Shirley Bryan. They're at shows, but I know some stores do sell it because we saw it at Shall We Knit. I saw some at Shall We Knit. She had other brands, but she did have Shirley Bryan. And then when you buy the yarn, you get the pattern with it for free. It's called the Mariner Shawl. And now I feel cold. Anyways, I'll put it on for a little longer. It's just really awesome, and it's an asymmetrical triangle, nice and lightweight, great for
like
summer.
The colors.
Like the colors. I'm not getting this back the way it was, but anyways. Okay. Talk about that since I noticed it when the camera turned back on. I was feeling a little warm.
You bought that at the Japanese Cultural Center, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
and then I got more at another show later, 2 years ago, but I didn't finish it till the fall last year. Let's talk about FOs, being knitting and all.
I know.
Okay, you go. FOs.
I don't have a lot.
Neither do I, but that's okay.
I really don't. What I did do was I took all of my sock heads that I had laying around the house that were at different stages. Usually I start knitting them and I stop when I have to think about it, and then I'll go back to it. So I finished them. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to throw things at you.
Just push it away.
So I finished them.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, you had this as a work in progress at one point. Okay, you talk.
This was the one I was knitting in the first or second episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're all Misty Alpaca hand dyes, which are just... And it's
like it pulled, but it didn't, because there's stripes too.
But then you look at this one, which is the same yarn, different colorway, and it is definitely stripes.
Love it.
So that was kind of neat. And then there was this colorway.
I don't look good in hats.
There was this colorway, which kind of striped and pooled. And then there's this one is my favorite.
I like this.
That one's nice too, yeah.
This is nice too. The stripes are wider.
Yeah, they're a lot wider. It's just kind of neat.
They're all different.
They're all so different. And I have in the winter I wear hats because I'm always cold. This one, well, that one.
I might have bought that. No, I don't know. I looked at it.
Yeah,
So did you find that hat in the Allegria color that I showed last time?
No, but I found the ball of yarn all wound up.
It's not a hat.
I thought I would finish.
We should make matching something with it.
We should. Codependent Knitters. I will probably do one of these in it just because it's so pretty.
Yeah.
And like I said, we wear hats all the time.
You do.
I do.
Your family.
My family. Well, the two girls in the house do.
Yeah. And those are your FOs?
Those are my FOs. That's
I only have one.
Yeah. What you got?
I got the little. I posted it on Instagram. It's
so
just
cute.
a little hat. When we were at London Yarns, I bought one little ball, kind of like the size of the kabasi that I just showed, and it was the yarn's called Ambient, and it's by Shawls or Scopel, however you say it. Anyways, cute little colorways. Right after we were there, they got a whole bunch more colorways in. Yeah, but this was cute. So it's for my son. So it was super quick and easy. I wanted something to take to baseball. I finished it in a couple days, so it didn't last long.
No.
But I looked on Ravelry and actually found a hat made for this yarn because I wasn't sure I'd have enough. And so there actually was a pattern made for this yarn. Yeah, the
That's
Ambient.
always good, right?
Hat
and then it
pattern.
tells you just one.
Yeah, so I'll link to it, and it's in my projects as well. And yeah, it's really cute, and it's nice. It's wool, but it has a cottony feel.
Actually, it feels really neat.
Yeah,
it's nice. I like the colors.
And it's nice and thin, right? So spring, fall, cold summer day, whatever, you could wear that.
I always love it when they naturally change, like when they do that, where it's different.
It's so easy.
Yeah,
you get interest, and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You just knit.
I remember the girl that I was telling you about, my friend that I knit the socks for. Her husband couldn't believe I took the time to change the color that often. And and do all these designs, and I was like, yeah, I really love her and everything. But when I finally showed him, this is like, it comes out like that, he's like, oh, I was so impressed with you.
Yeah, whoever figured out how to dye yarn that way, thank you.
I think my favorite so far, and I'll have to write, I will finish these for the knit along.
Okay.
Is the Carlos and Arno.
Okay. Finish it.
They're gorgeous. Like the pattern and everything is really cool.
Okay.
So yeah.
Whips.
Write that down.
Whips. Do you want me to go first? You're gonna write that down?
No, go crazy.
Okay. I showed my kabasi socks. It's mostly socks. I showed the stripy socks. The cactus flower that I'm gonna try the smooth operator heel. I mentioned in episode 1 I'm doing a crochet along at our local yarn shop. Heaven is Handmade.
That thing must be getting huge.
No, because I haven't
Oh, you haven't done it?
I haven't worked on it. I had to miss a couple of the meetings. They're on every second Saturday because of baseball and other things. Yeah. So I did go this last Saturday. And I'm way behind. It's going to take a couple months of us meeting and doing this thing. So the pattern's called Mandala Madness.
It's madness.
I got to keep my hook in here.
What's that girl? Amy.
Yeah, they're beautiful. So every round is like you can change color frequently, and there's different stitches.
It's amazing to see what
they're
different
beautiful
stuff you guys are doing.
These are colors that are in my guest room. So there's some artwork and stuff on the wall, and I pulled the colors from that. You
know what I mean? Like, it's so different to see what each one of you done.
Someone's doing it in about 3 colors, like a cream, kind of a Wedgwood blue, and a rose, and it's gorgeous. So I
love Amy's.
I did this brown row. I did a whole round. I was late to the class, but I did one whole round. And you have to count stitches in each section because it's going to matter for the next section, right? And you can kind of fudge one here or there, but it's just easier if they're right. So it's not something you can take or watch or do when you're watching TV and it's getting big, right? So you can't just take it anywhere. So I haven't worked on it much, but I will finish it.
You should see if you can get some of the pictures of the girls' stuff there.
Yeah.
Get pictures of theirs too.
Yeah.
Right?
Everyone's doing it different, of course, and it's really neat. And Amy, the instructor, is doing hers in, like this shawl. She's got
gradient cakes.
It's a gradient cake of cotton,
and it's going blue,
in
pink,
fingering
purple, and
fuchsia, bright turquoise, and purple.
Yeah.
And she's using a couple, but hers is taking a lot longer, and her progress looks slow, but it's because it's so fine yarn compared to like worsted.
Yeah, so you should, that's all right.
Yeah, so that's a whip. And it probably will be for a couple more months.
No, I think that's a really good idea. You should, next time you go in, ask everybody if you can take a picture of their things, and we'll put it at the end of the podcast or something.
Well, for sure when we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, one more.
But it'd just be interesting to see the way they're using their color.
Yeah.
Because, me, love color.
I have, so this yarn, I have 2 skeins. Allegria.
Let me get my sunglasses.
It's loud. It's beautiful.
I love it, though.
It's like, the colors are a lot brighter than they're showing on the camera. Like, they are like almost neon everything.
They're like sunshiny colors.
It's called
just so bright.
Locuro Fluo. Manos del Uruguay Allegria. I think it's my favorite. And I'm doing a hat for our friends' kids. I'm doing 2 of them. One's going to be just a little smaller. You're going to put it on? It's going to be a stocking cap. So that it's gradually decreasing, and then it's going to come down. There'll be a pom-pom. So super. That looks cute on you. You're like a little elf.
I need one for Christmas.
So it's really cool. You don't know what the colors are going to do with these things. So it kind of looked almost striped in the cuff or the band, and then it did some really funky pooling, which I love. And then when I started decreasing, I got wide stripes, narrow stripes. So it may, as I keep going, it may get a little bit more pooling towards the end too. But super cute.
She'll love it though.
More baseball knitting. Yep. She'll love it. She's 10. So she's going to love it. And then the younger daughter, I'm making the same. But of course I'm going to use like just one less quantity of stitch, one less multiple of stitches. So hers will be a tad smaller, and it's going to do totally different things.
I know. That's good.
So, and then I didn't even notice, I posted a picture of this on Instagram when I was knitting outside the other day. They match my bag. Oh, so that was cool.
Look, they match mine too.
So this was my mindless take to baseball, right? Because you just knit in a circle and don't have to worry about anything.
No, that's good.
So just like a sockhead hat, just that it's longer and then has decreases. Those are all my whips.
I got some scary hair now.
You got static?
No.
Okay.
It's just everywhere.
That's all my whips.
That's all your whips?
Yep. And I don't have much new stash. I bought a little bit of stuff at Little Red Mitten. And then, last week at our local yarn shop, they got a big order of Madeline Tosh. They haven't had a big order in for a while, so you talk about yours and I'll get mine.
What did you get?
Yeah. You got there first.
Okay, so Caitlin at Heaven is Handmade, and I want to do a knit along. Caitlin, Noelle, and I, and it's called Cruise.
It's like a cardigan.
It's a cardigan that kind of meets about in a V, and it V's up.
It's
but
like irregular
it doesn't
shaped.
open. It doesn't close. It's all like it's always closed.
It's knit together?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of neat. She'll put it in the show notes because she's the technical
Do you have
one.
it printed out here?
I do.
Because you can hold it up. Oh, I could have done that too. This was the ambient hat pattern that I was just talking about. By Noble Knits. So I'll link to it.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay, show us.
So that's what it looks like. So it's kind of
Hold.
cool. Thanks.
So there's no button here.
No, it's just kind of, I think you pick up in a Mobius fashion.
Oh.
So yeah. And they tell you basically how to...
Sorry, I'm blocking you.
How to size
I'm trying to see if it's...
according to your body shape. So if you're big on top and small at
Neat.
the bottom, she tells you how to alter it. So I have to go through the whole pattern and decide whether I'm big on top. And guess what color I'm doing it in?
Gray. But that was some of the new yarn that came in.
But you know what? I will say Caitlin was amazing because when she was putting through her order, there was a couple of gray colors that I liked. Mm-hmm. And she ordered a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. And this is my first choice.
They got Dr. Zhivago's Sky in. She got 6 of everything. So there's
that
sweater.
One.
Oh, that is
I always go to Dr.
solid.
Zhivago.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty
But this
good
is called
replication
Great.
of
Did you
the
say
color.
Gray Owl?
It's Great Gray Owl.
Great Gray Owl.
So it's kind of nice. I think it'll be nice.
Pretty.
I will have to carry 2 skeins, knit with the 2 skeins at a time.
Alternate?
So alternate so I don't
just in case.
Yeah. So that is that. And the other thing I want to do...
Oh, I just want to show this close up because this shows you how that...
She does really good patterns as well.
How the crisscross front works. Mm-hmm. I'll just do a little close up of this without showing too much. Mm-hmm. Right there. That's really neat.
Yeah, so that's neat. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Thanks. So I came across something in my stash that I think if I tell you about it, then I kind of feel held accountable a little bit, you know? So I have to do it. I ordered this a couple of years ago, and it's Plucky Knitter Traveler. And it is gray, of course, but it is gorgeous, gorgeous.
And if you could feel through the screen.
I know.
This is
feel the screen.
really nice.
Feel the screen. And I'm actually...
Really nice and soft. It's very squishy. This is a awesome gray. It's like a just perfect charcoal.
Reminds me of a stormy night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's called Lonesome Highway.
And this is not... You shouldn't have to alternate skeins with this because it doesn't have as much variation in color.
But I'm going to make, I bought it, I don't have a picture of it, but I bought it as a kit for James. I made that last time.
Okay.
But I made it in the silk, but I want to make it in that.
Okay.
Because that sweater is killer comfy.
Cool.
So that's what I want to do.
Do you have a Ravelry project for the first James that you made?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to go see what it's all about, I'll link to the pattern as well.
I think last time I had this as my...
Were you at the same point, or had you started
No,
yet?
I hadn't started yet. So that is my gradient shawl that I started. It's by Katya.
This way.
And it's a freebie. Just kind of fell in love with it.
I like the shape.
Yeah.
I'm digging these irregular triangles, or asymmetrical triangles. I think they wear nice.
That's a picture of it there. So it's kind of...
I've been kicking that around in the
I know,
bottom
right?
of the car.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Oh. Okay. And the thing is, I don't even look at it.
That's nice.
That's that.
So that's got all the different shades of gray.
Yes, there's a surprise. I think it's like got 6 balls.
That's going to be nice.
The balls? Yeah, these ones. So
oh, yeah.
there's 6.
Cute.
Oh, that one's black. We'll put that one in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that. And the other work in progress is my... You have to feel this. Have you felt this? Okay, so you can hold it up.
That's nice.
Because it's kind of neat. I bought the yarn. It's called Linen Quill.
Stitches off.
They're pretty and they're tight. It's called Linen Quill from Pearl Soho, and I'm making a V-neck.
Oh, there's the V-neck
sweater.
Right there. It's upside down, but
it's uncomplicated.
So it's top down.
Yeah, it's by Alicia Plummer.
Nice.
It feels neat though, because there's linen and
alpaca
and merino. I think
that's a different.
I can't remember what it is. But I just loved it. And it's got the salt and pepper look
because it's not solid linen, you don't get that initial crunchy feeling of linen until it softens up, right?
Yeah. So
but it's already, and then with the alpaca.
You can see the alpaca halo.
How much alpaca's in there?
I don't remember. Not
Do
very
you have
much.
a ball?
I don't have a ball.
You don't have a label?
No.
I'm just wondering, because you know how alpaca can really grow? And so in a sweater, I'd be scared. But it probably
It's
doesn't
a
have
small
much.
amount. It is a small amount.
Okay.
I think this alpaca kind of, the
And
linen
it keeps it
changes
nice
that,
and
right?
soft. Yeah, because your linen won't do that.
So yeah,
Nice.
but that's pretty much it for me.
And what are you planning to start soon? We already know you're going to do the...
I have to wait
Sweaters.
for the other girls, make sure they're ready to go on the
on that.
cruise.
Okay. They could all do this, and you guys could do it for our Love Local. If you're all fast
will never get
knitters.
it finished.
You're fast knitters. You'll finish by the end of August.
The other thing I still have to do, I bought all of the yarn for my freezer sweater. Remember my freezer sweater?
Yeah.
So I have to make that before fall, because that was, you know what, I tried that sweater
It's a
on,
nice
and
superwash.
it was heaven. So I have to do that.
Okay.
So that's pretty
And
much.
whips are included in our
I know.
Love Local. So.
Well, I just started that.
But if you have anything else on the needles, I mean, we can't win prizes obviously,
No,
but
but-
it's just nice to see lots of projects.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But that's about it. Oh, I know what else I have to finish.
What?
Watch Snowfall.
What, you don't fall or
Yeah,
I don't fall?
I have to finish this. I came across this too when I
that's
started this, and it's that snowflake hat in gray for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, they're coming.
I love cream and gray together.
Yeah, I love the traditional knitting and the. Yeah, so I'll have to do that. It's the Jameson.
She showed the snowflake pattern in our last episode, so you can go to the
Yeah, it was
show
the
notes.
blue one.
Yeah, it's really pretty color work.
Blue and white. So that's
Nice.
I came across mine. I'm like, oh, I forgot I had that.
Nice.
Like so many of us do.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You just forget.
But that's pretty much it for me.
Cool. I want to do a summer shawl, like
That's
a one
gorgeous.
skein shawl.
Mhm.
I was going to do Hitchhiker, but then Hitchhiker has no eyelets, so I was going to do, people have modified it and done a few eyelet rows, so I was going to do Hitchhiker and just throw in some eyelet rows. My friend Lynn is doing this one, Close to You,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of like that. So there's garter, and then there's along this
like that.
edge
Mm-hmm.
some eyelets. So I haven't decided what yarn. It would look really nice in the Archangel that I have. It would look nice in Anniversario. I have a couple of maybes.
Look pretty much nice in anything.
I have a couple maybes. I have this Allegria that I bought, the peacock.
I like that one.
That would look nice.
That would look
And it would
really
be
nice.
so nice and soft.
Mhm.
This would be fun, but it may be too busy for that pattern. Although there's not a ton of violet. Not a ton of violet lace. This is wild. But it'd be fun
That
for
is
summer.
very wild for
Wouldn't
you.
it? It might be better with a solid garter.
I would say yes.
Okay.
I'm going for this one. I'm voting for this one.
Okay, but
Oh no!
Breaking Dawn. So I know
love
there's
that name. That is so you.
there's color changes in it. However, it's mostly blue, the blue and greens.
I
So
would do that.
I don't think it's too busy.
No, I like that one.
So
would do
I
that.
know I'm kind of like.
Is that totally inked?
Yes, this is totally inked yarn by Sonia Dewson here in Sarnia. Indie dyer, and she does
I gotta call that
amazing
girl.
stuff. She's got some like top secret new things coming. So I don't know what they are, but she's here. And they got so she had a new colorway that she did. I think she did it just for having his handmade. I don't think she even put it on her Etsy shop, and it was greens and browns. So you know how Canatera Beach was lots of blues and browns and white. And I think she called it Cemetery Row, and it was really neat. And
She's pretty good at coming up with the names
week
too.
before, or was it last week? Were you at Knit Night? No, you weren't. So it was last week, Knit Night. There were there
I've
was
been coming late, so I might have been there.
okay.
Late.
There was the mother and daughter.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah, that was,
it's gone. They bought some, and maybe someone else did during
I
the day,
drove
but it's
you.
gone.
I drove you. I drove you.
You did. Thanks.
At least she's cute.
Yeah. Oh my god. So one of these might, if I ever make up my mind. Okay, I am suffering from two very serious conditions right now.
Please do tell.
Cast-on-itis.
I have.
I want to cast on everything, and I have cast on a couple new things, and then like I don't know.
Not finishing itis.
No, can't make up my mind about a pattern. Like
I know.
I'll want to make a pattern, but I can't decide on yarns.
You can't decide.
It's
on
driving
the
me
combo.
crazy. Yeah, like I have yarns, and I'm like, do I want to do Pure Joy or do I want to do Grocery Girls or Girl from the Grocery Store?
I know.
So yeah,
You know what?
I need to.
Are you going to show that?
I'm going to talk about bags.
Okay.
Okay, so we're done
You show
talking
that
about right now.
Sure.
No, after.
Okay.
So I started making bags. So these multicolored ones.
They look really nice. You did a good job.
Were my test bags for our last podcast. And I made one for Lisa. I had just this much scrap left from another.
Mine's got a handle.
Hers has a handle, mine doesn't, and it should have. I just did this first and then thought, oh, the next one probably should have a handle. So, love them. So, I bought a little bit more fabric and made more bags. So, I showed you this one with the little sheepies.
Sock, right?
It's got the box corner bottom, so, and it's just perfect for a pair of socks. Just a cute little travel size, right? That's kind of big, but
well, just give
but
it some
with
shape,
a pair
right?
of socks in there, absolutely, yeah. So, and it's got a little handle. So, there's this one. And I did, now I'm going to grab them all. 1 second. Okay. I did I had a little scraps left, so I did a needle case in the little sheep too.
Mm-hmm.
Super cute. And I did one slightly bigger bag. So I did the big bag first actually, and then had enough left to do the little smaller travel size bag. And so I'd say this is like a 1 to 2 skein project bag.
Mm-hmm.
Needle case. So I've got these. I've got, no, I didn't talk about those other yarn. I bought this fabric at Fabricland. It was on sale because it's like our colors, right? Like the gray and then my turquoisey aqua, whatever color. A little better back here. Perfect, kind of. So I made a couple of these, and then inside is just.
Put that up close so they can actually see the fabric, because it looks like it's crocheted.
It does look like crochet lace, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
So, yeah.
Okay. Lessons learned for someone that hasn't sewn, like, other than little things, right? But sewn anything that mattered for a while. When you get something like this, right? You have to matchy.
On the side.
Well, I do. It looks nice if you do, right? So anything, I'll see fabric that I really like, and I can't buy it because it's got like perfectly like rows of things or stripes, and I'm like, ugh, that's a nightmare. Like, I'm slow enough. I don't need the hassle of that. And I am being very careful. So I'm being very meticulous. I'm top stitching, right? My seams. I'm making sure things match up. I'm just being very meticulous. So it's taking me a while. And then I'm doing fusible.
I like the bottom. I know that sounds dumb, but you matched up the bottom so well.
Oh, well, that's just because the sides matched up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if everything matches, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I'm doing interfacing, so it's the fusible interfacing. So then there's like ironing forever and a day to get that stuff to stick, right? So fusible interface, like hot steam, and then the sewing, and then ironing again. And it's like, these things, they're a labor of love. And so I did a couple of those. And there's a few smaller ones because I had to cut the fabric because it wasn't matching. So then I had to make one kind of shorter so it matched up. So they started out a little bigger, but a couple are a couple inches shorter. And then this was a piece, I love this one. You can see. It's all American, but it's City Monuments, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. So there's like the Statue of Liberty. I don't even know them all, but really cute. I love the colors in it. It's just very modern and sophisticated and gray. And so here's a funny thing though. This was one of the first fabrics I bought. I bought a fat quarter. One. Like you need a front and a back, dumbass. So I bought a fat quarter, and then I bought this bottom fabric, which is really beautiful.
I like that way you put the bottom.
I bought a fat quarter. I had to, because I didn't have enough to make a front and a back.
That's a nice design element.
I love it. I think it looks, I don't know.
Polished.
So, it's got the box corners too. Let me just pop them out. There you go. And then the inside is just a plain gray. But more work, because now you have more seams to do, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, but this was a lot of fun. And so this is the fabric I found more of at Lens Mills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they actually had it. So I did buy another meter, but I can't find this again. This bottom stuff. So I did buy a different dark gray fabric that looks nice. So I had enough to make that. I had enough to make a little mini Notions pouch that'll fit inside. Like this one, you can see the Space Needle. And then a needle keep. So, and this was a really nice one. This one turned out really well. I did a good job on this one. So, got these in my little tickle trunk. And
Show them the girly
the
fabric.
latest is I posted a picture of the fabric on Instagram. I found
Did you
this.
do that on our account?
Yeah. Because I said it would be future giveaways. So I found this at Lens Mills. It's like little vintage dresses on mannequins.
I love it.
Isn't
Not
it
even that
cute?
girly,
It's
but
so
it's very
pretty.
girly.
I know. It's very feminine. Just very pretty.
Show them with the bottom.
Hey?
Show them with a different color bottom.
Oh, I will. So I did this one, and I bought this fabric for lining. Okay, so I made this one. I'm going to give this one to my mom. Hey, Mom, guess what? You're getting this in the mail. Big surprise. And then with the shawl that I showed in episode 1 that I still haven't sent you. So I'll put it all together and mail it to her.
Love you, Mom.
So, but as I was sewing this lining fabric is so pretty. I thought, you got to be able to see that. So
It kind of goes with
this is the only one like this.
Pattern
It
at the back.
goes.
Like, you know what I mean? The pattern in the background.
Yeah, exactly. It's like almost like a lighter version. So I made a split bag. So all the rest are split bags. And then I just used a solid broadcloth for lining. So this has a blue. I did one in hot pink. And I have another in a light pink, like this over here. I have a couple. I finished these 3 last night before the great sewing machine fiasco. near fiasco. And I've got a few more to finish. So this is all like out of pocket, right? Like our giveaways, everything is all out of our pocket, and neither of us is working. And when you buy like a meter fabric, well, you can make a few bags with it. I'm not going to give away like 100 bags for 6 finished objects. Sorry, I'll give some away. But I thought, okay, I think you asked me, are you going to sell them? And initially I said no, because I don't want to sew. I want to knit. However, since I am sewing, and I do, it's fun and I like it. It's just that it's time consuming, and especially, now that I'm doing the split bag, that takes even more time. I'm getting better, I'm getting faster, but I'm just doing a really careful job. So I think I will, but I don't know how to go about doing that. So I have to find out, okay, what do I do to set up an Etsy store? Shipping, I'll need like packaging to ship it in. I have to find out how to get the cheaper shipping. Like if you're a business, you can get better rates from Canada Post, because oh my god, like the shipping in Canada is ridiculous. The stitch markers that I sent to Dina in England, our prize winner, it was like an envelope. It cost me as much to send her that envelope as it did to buy the stitch markers. Now that was overseas, but it was an envelope.
Okay.
Just a letter size envelope.
Wow.
Yeah. And Canadian shipping, like to send that shawl to my mom, the cheapest you can send a parcel, like if it can't fit through their little letter slot, which is only about an inch high, if it can't fit through there, the cheapest you can send something is like $16 something. $16.
I sent my mom something, and all it was a manila envelope.
Yeah. With
papers in it, and it cost me $28.
Yeah. But $16. And I even asked, like I said, can you walk it there? Like I don't care how cheap it is. And $16 is like the cheapest for anything that can't fit in and if it's not overweight, so if it can't fit through that envelope slot. Yeah. So we'll see. I have to look into doing all that, and then once I figure out how to do that and get that set up, I'll let everyone know, and I'll probably post a few of these and try and sell them to help pay for the fabric.
You can post them on our group.
Yeah.
So people can see what you're up to.
Yeah. But I'll wait till I have. There's actually some more fabric I bought. I've got some really pretty fabric. Just I haven't gotten to it yet. Because this is just, I want to knit. So the sewing is nice, but my passion is knitting. And then one other thing that I tried is this little guy.
Okay.
Which is a little circular needle case. What?
Okay, so I was going through my bag, and you've shown me this, right?
Yeah. And
you were saying, I don't know, it's kind of cute if you use 2 different size needles.
Yeah.
I have like 10 needles in my bag just rolling around.
Loose.
Well, that would
yeah.
actually be kind of helpful.
What made me think of it was I was doing the hat, I think. Well, there's another hat that I'm working on. It's kind of a chest knit. And so for a lot of patterns like that, anything with ribbing, other than socks. It's common for patterns to have 2 needle sizes. So you use one size for ribbing and then you switch when you do the body of the project. And so if you have to carry a couple needle sizes, yeah, they're just, like you said, loose in your bag. So I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cute. Just not for storing at home, but just if you want to put a few in your bag and carry them. So this one's kind of small. This is just how much fabric I had. And I thought I'm going to try it and see. And I would probably just make it a tiny, like maybe a 1/2 inch bigger square. But anyways, so it's got one little snap. You open it up. This is just a little 16-inch needle. And those just fit in there perfectly without having to curl too much and re-curling on you if you've straightened it. And yeah, so I wouldn't mind people's comments. Let me know what you think of the idea. Yeah, if you'd be interested in one, or if you think it's a good idea, or if you don't really care. But yeah, I just wouldn't mind some feedback. I think it's kind of neat. And it's very slim, right? Obviously, so it can just tuck into your project bag. Nice and easy on the go. Because we have these. These are for keeping your stitches on your needles, but
Just fit.
but still.
And the other thing, when those first came out, I could never figure out how to use them.
People use them for double points. So I don't have socks on double points. Do you?
No,
but
you
don't have to do socks anymore. But I have used them for circulars, yeah, where I go exactly. So here's your circular needle, and I pull the stitches off, right? And then you can, it's hard to show, tuck it in that way, tuck it in that way. How have I done it? Like that? No, you have to crisscross them. Anyways, oh, I think I had a bigger needle. Or it works with a flat project on circulars.
Sorry.
Because you can slide the nipping down. But anyways, and then snapped it. I have used it with the circulars. You could turn them sideways, but they might just slide right out. Like if you went, put them in together and snapped.
Actually, here, let's see.
Will they slide out? Anyways, I just know
This one goes.
they might not slide out.
This one goes this way. Sorry, this one goes in the one way, and then the
Oh,
other
you
one
snap
goes
them first.
this
Don't
way.
poke holes in mine.
And this
Yeah, there. So you can use it to keep your work from falling off your circulars as well.
So if you peek inside, you can see what
They're behind the snaps.
they're behind the snaps, and they're just kind of one tip goes one way, and one
Yeah.
tip goes the other. Can you see that?
Yeah, good demo. Thank you, Vanna. So, yeah, so I did one in the Monuments fabric too. The other thing I didn't show, we were talking about new yarn that came in and having this handmade. So you got the Great Grey Owl, and I bought this speckle. So Tosh has some speckles, but to me, this is something new. Like not your typical traditional Tosh. Like it reminds me a little more of
What's it called?
The hedgehog type speckles. Video Baby.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's Video Baby.
Radio star.
Video killed the radio star.
Sorry.
We're not dating ourselves. I don't know if it's like Video Baby or Video Baby. Depends on
I guess it
depends on you. For me, it's Video Baby. So it's really neat. There's like pinks and some oranges and
I like the
some
orange.
turquoise and purplies. Oh, look at that. And the orange is neat in there.
Oh, there's a big chunk of it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, unroll it.
Then I never get it back
I'll
nicely.
do it for you.
Gorgeous. It should be gorgeous, baby. There's the pinks. Oh, look at all this blue. Nice. I love it. That would be a nice shawl.
You could do that for your...
I could. Do you think it's too busy though? For the there's not a lot of eyelet in that one. Anyways, so I got that. I picked up 2 of these. This is called Firewood. Purples, oranges, kind of browns. Because I thought when I saw it, I thought this is going to look good with Archangel. And it does. It's very close. So fade-ish, right? You could do it in but
That's
it's the same
beautiful.
tones. So I called that one right. But I bought 2 of these just in case it didn't match. So I could do something with the 2 of these. And then one more I got.
Is that good enough for you, or do you want me to do it again?
I don't care. That's fine.
Yes, you do.
I'll just redo it later.
There,
You go.
there,
After you
perfect.
No, it's not perfect. It doesn't matter. It's yarn.
Fine.
You can see the colors. And then I got this one, which is called Outlander. And it's got like a nice cranberry red. Sorry, Lisa, but
That's
we're not
okay.
talking
No.
about you.
So it's
There's
all
a
good.
really neat mossy green.
You need to move it underneath the label because that's where a lot of the colors are.
I know. Okay.
No, I would have just.
Anyways, so this is I think this is a new color. I think from Tosh, right? As well as new to our local yarn shop. There's a good.
Yeah.
The greens and reds and on the cream base. I really like it. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's very pretty. This is maybe in the fall I'll do something with this.
I find sometimes when you pick these colors, not you,
No,
but I think that sometimes we try and put too much on it. Do you know what I mean? Like when you do a lace, whereas some of those colors I could just imagine them in like the same style of the gradient shawl, like an asymmetrical plain garter,
and really
because
show
garter
off the speckle.
it really shows the speckle off, and you get a different consistency of the color when it's garter stitch compared to stocking stitch.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what's that? Sorry?
It's two little balls of Fiori. Nico Fiori, which is a linen cotton viscose blend. Viscose is like bamboo, right? Yeah. Because I want to make one of those little mesh market bags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Barb's doing one right now, and I want to do one. Our friend Barb.
Shut up, Barb.
Hi, Barb. So she told me what the pattern that she's using is. I don't know if it's the same, but it's very similar to the one
What is
that
that?
Tracy did on Grocery Girls.
What is that?
Okay, this is not. It's like
That's
a
not
nice
your
dark
colors.
gray. Like this is blowing out. It's hot pink. Yeah, it's still
It's
hot pink,
hot.
very purple, and very green.
What did you get that for?
Okay, this is not a colorway that I've looked at it. It was at the start, having this handmade for a while, and I remember looking at it and like, no, it's not me. No, not my colors. What am I going to
That's
do with
more
that?
I would choose.
And yeah, so the other week,
Rubbing off on you.
I was in the store and Caitlin was knitting with almost the same thing, but the gray's lighter. So hers was called Princess Poopy Pants. She this is by Totally Inked. She named it after her niece, I think. This one's called Flash Dance. So Caitlin was knitting with a sock with it. And okay, when you look at this, there's a little bit of it's just where the pink ends. When you look at this, like you don't know what this is going to do, right? But the color's all here in one end, and all the rest is gray. So in the sock, right? See, gray, 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 and just the splashes of color right here. So when you're doing a sock, it's just a very short run of that color. So in Caitlin's sock, it looked like micro stripes, like it was gray, and then there's like a little skinny stripe of like the purple, the pink, the green going around it. And I looked at it and I was like, that's beautiful. What yarn is that? And she said, oh, it's Princess Poo Poo Pants. And or Poopy Pants or whatever. And so I said, oh, do you have any more? Well, she said, I don't, but there was a skein of Flash Dance. And so she said it's dyed the same, it's just that it's on a darker gray. And I had to buy it because her socks,
I'm gonna have to see that. Check
they're
that out.
cute. That's the sock that she thought she lost and found again. So
Oh, that was so funny.
yes.
Go, Caitlin, go.
Yeah. So check. She has them back, and she'll be done. I think she's
probably
got
done
one
now.
done. She's gonna put them in our sock cowl. She's gonna
Oh, nice.
enter them
Okay.
there. So watch for that because I had to buy this after seeing it, and that just shows you that you look at something, and you just never know. Like that's where samples are knit up in stores. That's helpful because you can see, especially yarns with weird colors. Like you don't know what they're gonna do. The other thing I do is I'll go on Ravelry. And I'll look up the yarn and then look up the projects made with that yarn and try and like if it's a sock and see what it's going to do. This is Sonia doesn't have a lot of stuff on Ravelry yet, so there's not a lot of examples of how her stuff has been knit up. There's yarns posted on Ravelry, but just not a lot of finished objects yet. So you don't know. Quickly, I forgot to show you these. So I wanted something to go on our bags. So I was just playing around. I made little progress keepers.
Your talent is astounding.
I dabbled in jewelry making
You know
a
what?
few years ago, so I still have tools and stuff.
She said
These are so easy.
Look what I made. I'm like, oh, okay.
These are easy. These are easy. So I did a dragonfly for me.
Nice.
So I like dragonflies. And this one's cute. It's just a little floating heart.
Oh, that's cute.
I don't normally go for heart things, but I thought that was so cute.
That's so cute.
Isn't that cute?
You know, it reminds me of the all floating hearts used to get on necklaces.
Mm-hmm. And I put just a slightly bigger ring between the clasps so that if you want to use it as a stitch marker, which I do with some of mine, it'll fit, like the sock needle will fit through there, and you can use it as a stitch marker, or you can clip it on for a progress keeper.
So great.
And then I found these. These are really cute.
Oh, that's
It's like
nice.
a little...
It's like a
starfish with a little pearl.
My goodness.
I found these right after we were at the aquarium. Cute. No, these are easy. And I made this for you.
Aw, why ever would you make me a key?
Oh, it's just moving. Isn't that cute? Because she has keys around her neck.
That's cool. Thank you. That's
so
awesome.
I have more charms ordered, and they haven't come in yet. So I have some. I won't spoil the surprise, but I have some that are perfect for some of these bags.
Nice.
And
please tell me you go to dressmakers.
They're on their way. I'm not telling. I wouldn't spoil the surprise.
Please tell me when they come in.
I did order some sheep.
Well,
some cute little
for
sheep,
obvious reasons, right?
like cute ones, little cartoony type sheep. Yeah, and then a few other things that will go with some of these bags. So yeah,
yay!
So those are coming. Other than that, I think we've went way long, and we keep saying we're going to be shorter. So quickly, podcasts we love. There's a new podcaster called WTF Knitting, and yes, as he said, what the French toast. Oh my gosh, I like almost spit out my drink when he said that. What WTF Knitting, and his name is Levi, and he's in Ohio, and he's a riot. And the guy he's like a self-taught knitter.
He's pretty good. Did you see that thing on Instagram?
He's rocking it. Yes, cable. Wow. He's a cable maniac, and he's done a couple of shawls, and they're beautiful. Like he'll have them hanging behind him on the podcast, and it's like, I want that shawl. So he's sewing. He's made himself a project bag, and
I know.
Yeah, he's really neat. He doesn't have a Ravelry group, and he's not sure he's going to, just because of the time it takes to monitor it, etc.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff on Instagram though.
He's going crazy on Instagram. He's doing a giveaway right now on Instagram. You have to watch his one of his episodes, and then there's a question you have to answer, and hurry up because I'm not sure if that's even run out yet. But yeah, check him out. He's really entertaining, and just he's a great knitter, and he's a lot of fun.
Fiber Friends.
We still love Fiber Friends. They did a fangirl episode.
Oh, nice.
Did you see that?
No,
it was cute. It's like a little mini episode. They did one before pretending that they were at knitting with the grocery girls. They were all dressed up. And this one was that they were knitting with, I'm going to say, I don't want to mess it up. It might be Lisa Much. Can't remember, but it was like a little fangirl one too, and it's a lot of fun. It's a mini episode, and they're kind of on a bit of a break for summer because people are vacationing and stuff. But we really enjoy them, and we've met them, and they're a lot of fun. And then there's another new one, Woolly Jenny, and she's oh my gosh. Okay, so I can't remember if I talked about her last time. I don't know. I might have found out about her right after. So if it's a repeat, sorry, but if you're new to us, she's in Calgary. She knits. She sews. She's made some beautiful bags. She's dyed yarn, and I really like her podcast. She's really interesting to watch. So she's just gotten started. Go give her a watch. Give her some love. Remember to click subscribe. Remember to click like on the episode if you liked it. Leave a comment because podcasters, we love hearing feedback and knowing that there's someone out there we're talking to. The one that
made me laugh was with we got the feedback about the sound effects.
Oh yeah, the little sound. When I do the editing, sometimes when I watch the playback, it'll just be something like a look on Lisa's face or related to the story. So to make it interesting, I've thrown in some little sound effects.
Last time was a foghorn, wasn't it?
That was when I sneezed, and the funny thing was, I actually sneezed silently, but I leaned over off camera and just held it in.
And I was wondering where she went.
And usually when I sneeze, I'm like kablooey, like I sneeze loud. And I held it in, but when I watched the playback, Lisa kind of jumped, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to play with that. So I put, so it's a lot of fun doing the editing. I mentioned Crafty Mama. Yep. I think she's Crafty Mama 73. Lives down the road from us in Hamilton.
Okay, yeah.
And I won a giveaway from her. She's got some great giveaways going on. She's got an Etsy shop now. She's selling bags, and she's made some really nice bags. Love Skein Game with Chantel in Calgary.
She's good.
I love Honeybee Knits, Melissa, also in Ohio. And Hey Sister, those girls, their knitting is great. They dye yarn, but their sewing blows my mind. Like the garments they sew for themselves, and they're often wearing them. Like, wow, they're very talented. So that's a little bit of podcast love. I get excited when my YouTube shows me the little notification that there's something new on my subscriptions. Yeah, so
I get the emails.
Yeah. It's nice. Yeah, it's fun. And it's like, okay, good, something new to watch.
Except for sometimes when I'm like, oh, I didn't subscribe to that. Must be Dawn. I gotta watch that.
Oh, are you like stalking my subscriptions? Are you?
No, because every time you subscribe to something and something new comes up,
Oh.
It sends me
if I do it from our Codependent Knitters account.
Which is great. Yeah. That's fabulous.
I know. Sometimes I do it by accident and I'll be like, oh, I better go do that in my personal account.
As long as it's knitting, I don't care.
Yeah. Same with Instagram and stuff. When we comment, we try and put our name.
I usually put an L.
Yeah, our initial
L
or our
D,
name, just so you know which of us, because there's two of us, which of us commented. And then that's it. We'll probably try and do one likely just after the sock knit along ends. Mm-hmm. So remember to finish up your socks, get them in there, and we'll be closing that down. We'll do a reminder on Instagram, and yeah. There's one other thing. I'm going to add a video at the end of this if like YouTube will let me upload like 8 hours of podcasting, because like this is going along. But I did a quick little video. This is my favorite tip that I've ever gotten. Well, okay, the lifelines was pretty good, but but a lot of people have been talking about different needles and different cords, and some brands how the cords are really twisty and they don't like knitting. So like this is a very inexpensive kind of almost old school, one of those like ARoy type. But you take them out of the package, they've been all curled up, right? And it's like an accordion, and you can't knit with it like that. Your knitting's going to be all turning on you, and it's just extremely annoying. So I think what a lot of people do is run them in hot water or soak them in hot water and then try and straighten them out, and then you get all wet. Anyways, I was at Heaven is Handmade probably about a year and a half to 2 years ago, and had a needle I needed to use, and it was all curled up, and I thought, oh crap, I can't knit now because I can't straighten it because I'm at the yarn shop. So this was one that was all curly, okay, and I straightened it this morning. Ta-da! So I did a quick little video showing you how, just this morning, of one that I did. It's a super easy tip, super easy way to do it. If you're at home and you have access to something hot and round, but it works great. Other than that, are we done?
We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
Thanks again for watching. Please, if you don't subscribe and you like us and you want to continue to watch us, then please subscribe, and also give us a thumbs up if you like the episode. I think that those kinds of things help when people are searching, like say someone goes in and searches on knitting podcasts. I think there might be algorithms that help with the search results too, that will pop up if they don't know of us and are just searching generic stuff. So it helps us out, and it makes us feel good and feel like this is worthwhile, that people are actually watching.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of Ravelry members yet, so we do have the knit along and the make along going on. And I think Lisa wants to do a shawl one, a fall shawl.
Fall shawl.
Fall shawl. So stay tuned for that. But
I actually already have mine picked out, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay. Yeah, well, closer to. So yeah.
I think it's really nice just to hear from people too.
It is.
Like no matter how we hear from you.
And
as long as
Instagram.
it's nice and constructive.
Yeah.
And
we're trying to be,
and,
well, if there's something that you really think you need to give us some advice or tips, then please do.
But constructive.
Helpful advice.
Yeah. Constructive. Yeah. I'm all for
you know what? I think everyone pretty much has been.
It's been great. It's been fun.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
thanks
again.
Next time.
Thanks.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Still learning.
Hi everyone, I'm going to show you one of my favorite knitting tips today, and I learned this from the ladies at my local yarn shop, Heaven is Handmade. So I've just boiled my kettle. It doesn't have to be full of water because of course it's going to get hot all the way across the steel. I grabbed a cable here, a needle here that has, you can see, a very twisty cable. So if you wanted to knit with this as is, it's going to be just a nightmare because your knitting is going to be all scrunched up and going in different directions. So all you do is straighten it out with your fingers and then run it around. You can see I'm just going to bring it around this way and run the cable just back and forth, holding your ends of the needles, and just run it around the coffee pot for a moment. Keep it moving so that the plastic on the cable doesn't melt. And you just do that for up to about a half a minute, I guess. Take it off. You can give it a pull and kind of straighten it out. Let it cool. And you can see already this needle is much better. And you just keep going and do that until you have your needle as straight as you want it. I'm just going to do it for another moment here, and then I'll show you the end result. I'll move my kettle out of the way. And I'm just going to show you now that super curly cable is now a loop. It still has a little bit of a kink in it, but I can run it through a few more times if I want, but otherwise it is straightened out and ready to go. And if you don't have a stainless steel kettle or coffee pot, you can just use a pot on your stove, put a bit of water in it, bring it to a boil, turn it off. And then if you want, you can even remove it from the hot stove, and then just run your cable needle around the circumference of your pot, just around the outside, same as I did with the kettle. And it will be very quick and easy, and you'll get all those kinks removed, and you're ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed this tip and you find it useful, and it makes your knitting lives a lot easier. Thanks.